Hello boys and girls, so welcome to another Fusion 360 tutorial. Today we gonna construct these pliers, and I took some images of this stuff so that you can see a little bit better what we need and which tricks we will use later on. We will use this canvas, but if you want to have a more detailed view, you can also use this outline here. I'm working from that because you're always working from your sketches and trying to do your designs in 3D, and there is not always everything perfect. So that's the reason why I like working from images. Good. Let's jump right into the project. We insert a canvas and insert my pliers top here on the bottom image, and what we should do is, of course, I calibrate this, go to the top view, and I have some measurements, for example, from here to here. We have more or less, I try this from somewhere here to somewhere here, 125 millimeters. And what you should do is set this point here, the rotation point, to our origin. So I added my canvas also and try to get more or less the center. Maybe you have to move it here a little bit. Okay. Maybe I have to adjust this also now when I'm trying to get my measurements and to use them here for our model. Okay, then also very important, always create a new component. And we will use a component for the left and for the right stuff here. So new component. I just name it left and right, whatever is left or right. The left one, I take this one. Okay, so be sure that here the point is activate on left, and I save my scene also. Doing here my tutorial projects, pliers. Save. And we start, of course, with a sketch. Create a sketch on the bottom plane. And I always like to start from the origin with the line. And actually, I'm trying to find a point here. I take 16. It depends now how accurate your measurement was. This is a construction line. Okay, so press X on the keyboard. I do more construction lines from here to here. I take one which is 123. And to find here a perfect point, we don't include the roundings or the fillets here in the sketch. We will do this later on when we have a rough model. The reason why is it's easier. Sometimes it's fine when you do it in the sketches, but in this case, I think our life will be easier when we do the rough version. Then another line from here to here with 9 millimeters. And here at this point, I just take 1 millimeter. So that we have some kind of anchor points here. And then we draw from this point here. Somewhere, it doesn't matter how long, because we will cross 2 lines and do a fillet, and always do that, okay? Try to create your curves with lines or a 3-point arc or fillets, and just when it's not possible, use the fit point spline, because your model will kept easy and clean with that kind of sketching. Okay, switch back here in a normal line, not a construction line, and another one from my tool active, yes, from here to, it should cross, okay, so both doesn't matter, so how, as you have the feeling, okay, this will fit more or less the so switch here, right. Then we'll do our fillet with this here, between this and this, and do a size whatever is fine to you, okay? It depends on how you set your lines. And you see, when I do a fillet, I have perfect tangent. This is the tangent constraint, this here, so that the line is perfectly smoothing into each other. Good, then we do offset. So take all the 3 lines and go to offset, and we will do an offset of maybe 16 or 17 minus. Looks fine here. When you take 17, it's also fine, because I wasn't here perfectly on the line, but my measurement says I need 17, so I take 17. Then I do just a connection from here to here, and of course from this point to that one. And we also do the construction for, or the sketching for this part here. For that we will need a point here, 10. Actually, this one, the little one, get it, make it a construction line with X. Okay, you can see it. And then make one with 27. You see here another constraint. Here no, this one, coincident. So that rechtwinklig here. Then take this one, offset again, offset -5. Okay. You see, I'm a little bit next to my image, but the measurements I give you here are the ones I have in the pliers next to me. So you will always have this perspective distortion when you have images. And the last line here. Yes, I think that's our rough first sketch, finish the sketch, and let's do an extrude here. And just with these profiles. And we will do an extrude in both directions so that we work here symmetric. And because we have a height of 22, of course, we have to put in here 11. New body, yeah, everything's fine. Okay. I switch on my shaded mode. Then let's do the sketch. Switch off the body here so that I can do another extrude from this one. Also symmetric, and we have distance of 16 here. Switch on my body again, because here be sure that the operation is set to join, so it's connecting. Okay, and the rest of our work is actually just filleting. We'll start with fillets here, so go to fillet and take these two, and when you type in 11, I have a perfectly round shape here. That's the first one. Second fillet, I will take this one to 10, because I don't want this to connect here together. Maybe even 9. Yeah, leave it to 9. You decide what looks best here. Then another fillet here on here, and also on this edge here. No, maybe before I do cancel, I do that one first. Maybe around 4, even 5. No, 4 is enough. Okay, then now I do this one and that one. I do this with 3. And even, can I change? No, I can't. I can't change because actually I want more. I also have to do it separate. So fillet, and the reason why is I want here different radiuses, and with the option here of variable, I can decide that I add extra points. And you see here, when I roll over my edge, I get green points and red points. I can define a point wherever I want. And here is the green one is exactly a quad or half of the line here. Okay, and I want a point here and another one here. You see, I get somewhere here and a third. And what I want is the starting point. I want a fillet of 2, but also at the end point. And here in the middle, I maybe want 4 or something. Okay, so I can decide that here the fillet is bare than somewhere else. And even at another point here, at exactly the half, you see that? Maybe I put 6 here. Because I want this in my design that it's smoother here, okay? And I also do this on this side. Fillet, I have here variable. I also do a point here and also perfectly in the middle. Start 2, end 2. Oh, I need another point. I forgot that. This one, does it work? No, yes. I type 3 and 5 at the middle. I can also say here add point. If it doesn't work with clicking, click point. No, add one. Also, now I have another one, 0.3. Here 1.3. So you can change your design or modify it a little bit more. Or you can even take here the arrows that pop up and try what will be your result. I leave it here at 5. Okay, then also these two edges, that one and that one. Oh, I have to change here to constant again to select more of them. I want 8 or something. Yeah, that's fine. And now I'm doing all the other ones in one fillet. So be aware that you think a little bit before you set the fillets, when, where, because it defines also the smoothness and the clean look of your model. So now I select all the stuff here, there. I think I've got everything. No, I see here I have a mistake because here it's going to 1 point. I'll check this because I think this yeah, is a problem because it won't let me do the fillet. So go back to that one. Where's my end point? Oh, here. Forgot the end point to set to. Sorry, my mistake. So, but that's the reason why the history here is such a cool thing that you can go back and change it. Good. So, try again. Yeah. No, 2 is too much. 1.5. See, everything looks smooth here. And actually, I finished my grip. Okay. Switch here to my body. Grip. Left. So that was easy. Let's go to the stuff here in the front. And because I'm doing the left side, it's more or less mirrored, but not perfectly mirrored. I will start with a sketch, of course. Create sketch here on this plane, switch off here my grip. And so we create some circles. That's the reason why it's easier when we have the origin here and the circles. The first one, we will do 12 millimeters. You see here now the sketch isn't working well, but these are the measurements we need. Then another one with 24. And that's the point where I will edit my canvas image a little bit, so it will be easier. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Then we'll draw from the middle line to somewhere. No, I just draw it a little bit longer because this should just be a construction line. Then we create from this cutting point here. See, you get the X. From here, this is 40 millimeters. You see, it's a little bit weird again with the measurements and the actual image. Maybe I have to scale it even smaller. Yes, I will do this. Scale it or do it with the Calibrate image thing. So not too bad. Good. Draw some more lines. From here, a vertical one with 2 millimeters. And here, well, actually, these two lines are more or less they are out of one. And what I do is I just offset this one 2 millimeters. Okay, this is actually a construction line because I just use it for creating that one. And so I don't have here the perfect position for that, but I'm just snapping here to one point and go here straight to the other one. And then I'm trimming the inner parts away because I just wanted this and that. And so I'm happy with that. Then I can draw also a line from here to here. Then a parallel one, which is 10 millimeters. Be sure that you have this is the horizontal vertical constraint, that this is here, that this is vertical. And we will also draw another line from here to this point. Good. Then also here, this one is parallel. I also make this 10. And actually I'm trying to somewhere also make it 10 and find a connection. This is not vertical, so somewhere here. It should snap, of course, but I don't have a perfect angle here. I don't mind, actually. Good, then let's draw this stuff here. And for that, we will need some more distance lines. I take one here from the beginning, 17. Another one, and just for keeping the distance of 1, I delete here that one so it's easier for me to select. Now it won't get easier. Just a tip, when it's difficult to select the line that you want, you just press the mouse button, you click with the left mouse button on the line and where you want to select, because there are 2 lines over each other, and when you stay clicking, Fusion is showing you the options which are lying over each other, and so you can decide then here which one to select. So I just make this as construction line. It doesn't matter actually in this case, and take another one which is 10 millimeters. Press X, and also when I select this one, X. Okay. Then even more construction lines, and you see when I'm in the line tool, and when I'm sliding along here, somewhere is the point where I get this little triangle, which tells me I'm in the center of this line where I'm sliding. Okay. This is also here the midpoint constraint. That is the symbol for the center line. Okay. So position 1 here with about 6 millimeters high, like this is a construction line, and another one here. You see I'm snapping here at the center point, and well, here it's a little bit difficult to check where. I will do 3 millimeters in the height, and now I draw a 3-point arc. You find it also, of course, here, 3-point arc, but I snapped mine to the toolbar because I always need that stuff. 3-point arc from that point to that one, and draw an arc somewhere where the image goes. We will constrain it in a second. Okay, then we will mirror this one, so select this one, then a mirror line is that one, hit OK, and you see the curves are not connected smooth, they're not constrained actually with a tension constraint, and this will look ugly, of course. So always be aware when something should be perfectly round, then do it with tension constraint. So click on that, this line, yeah, it worked. Now, okay, the positioning is a little bit different, but you got this constraining symbol here that I have a perfectly smooth line now. Okay, press escape to get out of this. Do it again. 3-point arc from here to see that little 1 millimeter stuff. So from here to here, and somewhere there. And press escape. Then I mirror this, select mirror line, that one, okay, and then make a tangent, click on both of them, It's calculating. And you see this little symbol. Now they are tensioned and I'm happy. Then we have to do this little triangles here, and for that I actually changed this height here to 3.3 maybe. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Then I take these and do a little offset inside, so it just makes some guidelines for me that I could draw, but actually they are not so cool. No. What I do instead of an offset, I do a 3-point arc from here to here, because now the line is following a little bit cooler. So I'm just putting somewhere here. Okay. Now I'm drawing some lines, more or less where I want them to have. So 1, 2, 3, and I do this more or less parallel. And do I get another one? So maybe, yeah, I draw it until this point here. So of course it's a little bit different, and yours would also look a little bit different, but yeah, looks nice to me. So press escape and just make this as construction lines, so they're not selecting when I'm trying to get the profiles. Well, I'm not happy with that one. So you see, when everything's connected here with constraints, this is also going with, no, I don't want to move that. So I'm not so happy with that one here. I want this a little bit more like that. Yeah. So let's go on here. We need a construction line, 1 millimeter, and another one with 0.4. Why I do this? Because I want to draw such a triangle, and another one 0.3. That's the height of this small teeth here. You could also do 0. Yeah, let's do 0.4. Good. Then I have a point here and here. And I mirror this. Mirror line is this one. Okay. Don't forget to set this as construction lines. Also the small one here. No. There it was. So next. And then we will create a rectangular pattern, and we select the 2 lines here and set here the distance type to spacing if it is not spacing, and we need 13 of this is the quantity, And see the spacing we need from one to another, actually no distance between it, and that means every 0.8 millimeters should be one instance of that. That's the reason why I defined also here measurements, because now it's perfectly easy to say, okay, how far does this pattern go? Okay, good. So it stops here near that one, that's fine. And before we finish our sketch, make sure that we may delete unnecessary lines. You may delete the long construction line or line we did in the beginning, because we actually don't need that anymore. So get rid of it, and now check if everywhere is a line between. I need here another one, connection from here to here, and from here to here. Yeah, now I think also you could actually delete this one. Yeah, so now the only profile I have left over is this one. No other one can be selected, and this will make our life actually quite easy then now. And also this one, of course, on the top, but here we don't need our other stuff, and everything here should be a construction line. Just be aware of that, okay? That saves a little bit of time then. Finish our sketch, and now we do some extruding work, and we start with that one, extrude. We set here the distance to -5.5. It just goes down. Okay. Then select the inner ring. This has to be a separate object, so don't do it together. Here you set the direction to symmetric and also set the distance to 5.5. Now this is going to in both directions, but be aware here the operation has to be new body. Okay, so this is a separate cylinder here going through. That's important. Then hit OK, and this profile and this we can do them together. So this, and that. Select all three of them and do an extrude. Also symmetric, and distance again 5.5. That's the thing how we should end up with. The reason why this is left empty is because we will mirror the object, and there of course comes the mirrored part of the other handle in it. Set the operation here to join, that's fine, because of course this is all connected. Okay, and see, cool, actually. In the next step we will create this cut here, so I show you a little trick how we can do this easily. So we have a line for this, which we haven't used already. And what we do is we go to split face, select faces to be aware that you don't use split body, we need split face. Faces to split is this one and that one, okay? And be sure. So now both of them are here, faces to split, to select it. Then I activate this and try to activate my line and extend splitting tool. Okay. What I now got is this line here on my surface. Switch off here sketches now. And what we do is we could do this with plane at angle. So keep your edge here selected, plane at angle. So it uses this line to position a new plane, and we will rotate that 45 degrees. Okay, and we want an offset, and so we select this face and create actually another construction plane and say offset plane. So it takes exactly this plane, and we will set display minus 0.5, so that this is cutting here a little bit away from this. Okay. I'm hiding my first plane, you see that? I have two over each other. And I need that which is cutting here a little bit more. And now, quite easy, we go to now split body, or you find it here, split body. Body to split, select this one, then select splitting tool, the plane. Okay. And now we have here a body, and we can, no, not just delete it, we have to remove it. And I have now a really nice cut. And we will do this on the other side again. So select the edge, go to construct, plane at angle. Now, again, 45, okay, another construct offset plane, select the plane, minus 0.1, 0.5. No, sorry, not minus, plus, to get in the right direction. Okay, so I'm hiding the top plane, because, see that? And again, split body, select the body, select splitting tools, the plane, hit OK, and new body, be aware which one should be deleted. Now it's body 5, and remove. Hide my plane. Here we go. Now a perfectly cut stuff. And before we mirror the whole thing, I forgot one detail here in my, so this, the gray area, here we have a gray and black area. And also we have some kind of text, and I will show you some techniques how you can do this. Offset, this is a little bit of offset, and of course we can project a logo on it, but I want you to show this technique how I can create a text and use it in my model. So the first one is I go back to my view and I just adjust my canvas a little bit. So that I'm more know where my cutting line should follow. So I just create a new sketch on this plane, and now because this is multi-curved thing, I will use the fit spline tool instead of any other stuff, and I just start somewhere out there and try to follow the line. Use as less points as possible, always. Okay? Press escape to get out of the tool, and when you want to adjust the points a little bit, for example here I want more to go straight. It's up to you how you want to have this. So, something like that. Finish sketch. And quite easy again, just with the split body tool. We select the body, then select the splitting tool, this one, and it cuts right through all the stuff. And now it's time to name. So I name it gray because this will be gray, and left, alpha left. These are the tongues, and I just named the cylinder rotate, taking whatever. So, well, I'm not so happy that my line is cutting here. It's just a matter of how you want to have it. It's not that bad, but I don't want to have it in that way, so I'm just going here into my sketch and edit that a little bit, and want to move maybe my points a little bit down. I just recognize that I can't move that point because there's a constraint to that line. So when this happens to you, that stuff isn't moving because it's constrained, you can just click on the constraint symbol and delete it, and then I can move my point free again. And also here, okay, I don't want to cut this, so for the form, yeah, take that one. So I just don't want that. This is cutting. Also here, and it, because the split is made afterwards, it's already calculated into the split. So the last thing I want to explain before we mirror this whole thing is how you can edit here some text on it. Either, of course, we can just put a logo on it, but I wanted to show you different techniques of creating and using text in Fusion. What we do is we create actually an offset plane so that my text is in front of that. So say offset plane. I want to offset this one in this direction. Check here my top view. Yeah, somewhere in front of that. So I'm happy with it. Okay. and then go to that plane, say create sketch, and now I go to text, create text, and Fusion asks me that I define area where text should be, so I'm just clicking and drawing a rectangle and click again to finish it. Now there's some sample text in it. Just type that's cool, and you can name it whatever you want to like, your name or anything else. Then you can choose any font you like to have. Depends on which one are installed on your computer. I'm just taking this one here and maybe a little bit smaller. Okay. Then how you can move it, so with the M key you can move the whole thing around, and also edit here the size of your field. A little bit tricky to get. And when you want to edit your text, I have to movement, you just can right click edit text, then you can go back in HLT, maybe HTL. So okay, good. Finish sketch. The problem you have with text is that actually Fusion offers a cool tool that is called Emboss, and this is exactly for such purposes, but this only works with faces that are straight in one direction and just bent in another. But the problem is here that we have here a bending and here a bending, so in both directions, and then the emboss feature won't work. Okay, I can select the stuff, but I can't do anything. There will be an error message or somehow, and nothing happens. I just show you, I prepared a little other text, and this text is only in the height of one face, which is straight. And here I can show you create emboss. I select here this one and the face, and it's creating an, when I have just a small one, this, or I can do it in the other direction so that it's going inside. And well, and this only just works for easy faces, name it in that way. Okay, there's also a second possibility. When you extrude, for example, you can extrude. I've selected the profiles, and I can say that the starting is an object face. Let's see if this works. Yes, this also works. It does actually the same as emboss. I can do it also maybe on, I can't do it with, now you see this, the faces are split here. I have 3 faces. When it is one, it will work, but you can try. This is the second possibility. of doing that, and also can cut or join. How deep, whatever you want. I do a cut here and a very low distance, 0.1. So just as a little deboss. Got a little branding. But when you have more complex forms, like I have here, then I like to use a little trick. So first one is you do an extrude with profile plane, and I extruded here that it's just deep enough for cutting this. Not cutting, okay, be aware, set the operation to new body, okay, first thing. Then the second, so I have a lot of bodies now. What I need is here, this one I will copy just with Control C, Control V. I have here my copy, okay, and I hide my original one, okay. Then what you can do is just move my copy, I guess, maybe also just a small little bit, minus 0.5, so I have just a little offset. And then I do a combine operation. The target body is selected already, and my tool bodies are all my letters here. So I have 11, and the operation is now important. Now we use intersect the first time. See what's happening. Oh, the problem is that it's going too far here in the back. But when no, it's fine actually, don't mind. And now I have a perfectly formed cutout in all directions. And what I now do is, of course, I take all the grip parts here. I do a combine operation, so this is my target body, and all that ones are my tool bodies. And now I hit join. This is combined now. Okay. There, no, there's nothing left. So this is a trick how you can use text emboss or any curves or pattern, whatever, to create that kind of style. Now we're ready to mirror. Don't forget to save sometimes. So we're ready for mirroring and creating new component for that. So what we do is actually we just copy, we select here the grip, the tongues, and second part of the grip. I leave the cylinder. I don't want to copy that. Just Command or Control C, Control V, so that I have the stuff here doubled. And then I create a new component. I can select from bodies, and I take these three, but it will make three components. So actually I just take one of them, just the tongues, and I will add, not too selected, okay, and I just forget to add the parents. Now this is my parent, but I want the pliers here to be my parent, so just move it so that we have the same hierarchy. I want to rename that. Can I rename? Yeah. Right. And what I do, I just take this and move it here. And now I'm mirroring the stuff. Move and copy. And now I'm rotating it. I'm rotating it. And it's selected, and I check this axis here, and with 180 degree it should be perfectly fit. Okay, and the same we do with these two bodies. Go M, select axis, that one, my origin axis, 180. Now I have mirrored it. It's okay when it's on the head. Good. And last but not least, in our modeling we need this area here. And this is the position that we just can do when we have mirrored this, because it is on both sides here on the bottom. And we need a new sketch now, and we will create this sketch right here. So make your sketch visible where you have this one. So I make it here because it's easier to see what happens and what's the goal of our plane here. So take this construction line you have. You can take any line and put a plane there, and I go here to plane at angle, and so I rotate it in 90 degrees. Okay, and create a sketch on it. And maybe because it's easier for you to see, I just finish the sketch without doing nothing. I just go to section analysis here, and I select here that plane, and with the little mouse I'm just going here somewhere. It doesn't have to be exact, but that you see a little bit better what's going on. Okay, so I'm going back in my sketch here, edit sketch, and I draw a line from this point here. So be sure that it is connecting. So I have connection points and Fusion is recognizing them. So you may draw your view a little bit so that you can see it. Okay, so use this point. Then I'm going down 4 millimeters to get a point there. Then I draw another line. This is 2, and also another one with 2 millimeters going on here. Okay, and now I'm sketching from this position. I'm also again here in this tumbled view from here to here, then from here to here, and from here, switching here to the left view. Yeah, I get actually here it's more or less don't care, but 4 millimeters is of course fine. And the last one connecting that. So I switch off here my body so that you can see. Make these 2 lines construction lines, or these 3 lines, because where it's just our help to get this profile here. Finish my sketch. So I get my body back again and switch off my analysis. And now I'm extruding this body in symmetrical directions. And so actually I'm not sure what is the radius, so that this would be the advantage of measuring everything, but actually go just as far that this is cutting here, just a little bit. That's fine. Be aware that you set the operation to new body, because we have to mirror it on the other side so that we save the time of sketching it also for the other component. So set it to new body, okay? And before we join it, so looks good. And so this is my knife, more or less, on the left side, and I just copy it, or I mirror it. I could do it also with mirror. Let's do that. Mirror, the object is selected, new body, mirror plane is, let me select one of the sketches now. So just, yeah, I got this. Okay, don't join, new body, important. Okay, now I have knife 1, and this knife 1 I take and put to the bodies on the right. Okay, so that it is sorted correctly. So switch off this one, and now we can join it. Combine target body, tool bodies, and it's set to join already, and now see it is joining fine. And we'll do the same on the other side. Combine target body, tool body, join fine. So, if you want to do a little bit of filleting, of course you can do. So switch off all the sketches here. And I do just a little bit of filleting. So could have done this before I mirror it, but I'm just doing it only there. You can fillet, of course, a little bit more, but just a tiny one. 0.2 is enough so that it looks a little bit better in the rendering. And because it's fun, we will do a little bit of jointing. I'm not sure if jointing is the correct English word for creating joints and to move and animate the stuff. So go to, no, before you set a joint, you have to, oh, I grounded this already. So go to the left part and right click and ground so that this little pin is set here. We always need to ground something before we create a joint. Then assemble joint, and it's quite easy to select here position. So take here that's the moment where the cylinder inside is selected, and take the center point here. And actually I'm staying in the position and everything is selected correctly. Be sure that this is not rigid, it is set to revolute. And you just saw in the animation it's rotating 360 degrees, and we will of course rigid that a little bit, and for that activate here joint. Here we have our revolution joint. Click on this little symbol so that we can limit here the minimum and maximum. And let's check here the maximum, about 42. Yeah, 42 is fine, I think. Animate. And now I can open and close my pliers. Okay, let's do a quick rendering. That's our last thing. So I'm switching here to render. And I'm just doing here fast forward. So this is what I end up with. I tried here just different angles, and as you saw, I switched here back to the design and created some fillets on it to see them a little bit better. So you're also warmly welcome to do this because it's always nicer in the renderings when you have just tiny little fillets on your edges. Okay, that's it. Hope you had fun and see you next time.